Hey guys, Daniel here and welcome back to another video. Here today we're going to be going through 10 growth stocks to buy in 2021. I think these are all companies growing at massive clips, and I think they're companies that have massive potential over the next 5 years. If you told me that, over the next 5 years, you could only buy these 10 stocks, I'd sit here and I'd be okay because I believe in each of these companies on a high level, and I think they all have futures across a variety of different industries. Now, this video isn't going to go really in depth into each of these companies, so consider it like just a very brief explanation of what each company does, and potentially you can sit down and do your due diligence on anyone you like. Before we get started here, I have a big announcement though. I have officially started the Finance Channel Discord server. I've been getting some requests to do this in the comment section down below, so I've made a chat here. It's going to be kind of evolving. We're in the early stages as of right now. I'm going to make it the first link in the description down below and the pinned comment. You can click on that and get a direct invite to this Discord chat where we can talk about stocks, crypto, really whatever you want. So again, if you want to join the chat, it'll be the first link in the description down below and the pinned comment. Hope to see you guys there. When we look at the first stock here, Peloton, ticker symbol PTON. Now this is a company that I bought right around $105 a couple of weeks ago. It's a company I really believe in over the next 5 years, and I think it's been very oversold over the past couple of months because of it being a stay-at-home stock. When we look at Peloton, I think they have a massive future after the pandemic to continue evolving as the leader in the at-home fitness movement and potentially getting into just the commercial fitness space, placing Peloton machines into hotels, gyms, etc. I think Peloton has established themselves as the Apple of fitness, meaning that they can command pretty high premiums compared to a lot of different, workout brands. And when we look at Peloton, I think the community that has been built during this pandemic has really, really established them as not just the Apple of fitness, but the leader of fitness. And when we look at Peloton, if they maintain their growth rate of potentially 20, 30+%, that's what I'm thinking over the next 5 years, this can be a very attractive opportunity. In my opinion, this is a $300, $400 stock 5 years down the road, as long as they maintain this growth. When we look at my next stock here, the Tattooed Chef, this is one that has been getting very hard over the past few weeks for no real reason. They're a company that play in the really healthy vegetarian frozen food space. They have a variety of different products, I think like 20 to 30. And these guys are getting into the Costcos, the Sam's Clubs, the Walmarts, the Targets, the Whole Foods of the world. And as they continue to expand, I think the market for frozen foods is just going to continue growing. Their target consumer is the millennial. And when millennials start to go to college again, once colleges start to open back up, the Tattooed Chef is a healthy meal that can be prepped very easily. Their brand is absolutely phenomenal, and I see no reason that this can't become one of the biggest food companies in the world over the next decade. So that is why I hold the Tattooed Chef, and it is why that, in my opinion, the Tattooed Chef is one of the most attractive food companies in the world as of right now. The next company here on the list is Palantir Technologies. I analyzed Palantir a few weeks back. I think it might be a month back at this point. This stock has been hit hard, and I mean hard over the past few weeks. I mean, this was a $40+ stock at one point, and now it's trading right around 20 bucks. So, at this current valuation, I see no reason why Palantir can't be a company that, potentially grows into $100+ billion company over the next 5 years. They're growing revenues 30% plus year in and year out. Very highly profitable business with gross margins, again, just like a software as a service tech company. And, as they continue to expand, again, I see this being one of the leaders in the tech space over the next few years. And it's why I think it's a very attractive opportunity. When we look at my next pick, Enphase Energy, this is one that I haven't talked about on the channel before. It's a very interesting company, guys. When we look at the solar space, I think it's a very commoditized industry. I mean, there are a lot of companies, and they're all just competing for the lowest price. with Enphase, they don't make the solar panels. They essentially connect the solar panels to the house and provide the software that gives the homeowners the ability to view, where energy is going and just better efficiency overall with your system. So, because of them being in this market rather than the actual solar energy market, they can command pretty high premiums on their products, which is why they have gross margins at right around 50%. Now, again, this is a company that will be a huge beneficiary of Joe Biden's infrastructure bill, which is meant to expedite the whole renewable energy business. And, when we look at Enphase, this is a company expected to grow revenues 70% in 2021. And then, in my opinion, 30% plus for the 4 years following up until 2025. And in my opinion, Enphase is a company that can easily trade at $400+ per share if they manage to execute. Now, when we look at Enphase, they like 90% of their market comes from the United States currently. Imagine, like a lot of people view that as a risk, right? Being very centralized in one country. I view it as an opportunity because when this company comes out and announces a product for Europe, you can expect big things to happen to Enphase because that opens up an entirely new market for them as a company. And if you want to see a full analysis on Enphase, let me know in the comment section down below. I think this is a very attractive long-term opportunity. And again, it's very oversold. This was a $230 stock at one point in the beginning of January, and it's now trading at around $150 at a forward price to earnings ratio of under or right around 52, 53. So when we look at Enphase, I see a lot of opportunity just given its space in the renewable energy sector. And, I really recommend taking a look at this one if you don't know what it is. Next stock on the list here, I couldn't skip this one. Tesla, although it is a $656 billion company, which is generally a little bigger when we look at all of these tech companies, I think it has the potential of a growth stock as, in my opinion, they're poised to grow revenues 50, 60% plus over the next 5 years. And although they are trading at a bit of a richer valuation with a forward PE of a little over 100, I think as they continue to scale, this will be a very undervalued business. And I am currently doing my fundamental analysis on Tesla to get a better idea of where their market cap could be 5 years down the road. But again, they're the leaders in the EV space, and they're just separated into so many different sectors, with EV, with autonomy, with solar, with energy, just so many different sectors. And as they continue to expand, it wouldn't surprise me to see Tesla become one of the biggest companies in the world 5 years down the road, potentially multi-trillion-dollar company. So next company on the list, Callaway Golf, ticker symbol ELI. Now, with Callaway, what interests me isn't the Callaway side of their business, which is obviously generally their golfing equipment, golfing things. What interests me is the merger that just took place with Topgolf. If you don't know what Topgolf is, it is a just massive attraction where you can go and shoot balls on a giant driving range. This thing has gone viral during the pandemic, and they're not this machine, but this location, the Topgolf business is generating so much money, and in my opinion, has such a big opportunity over the next 5 years. If you don't know what Topgolf is, just go to Google, search up Topgolf. It really is quite incredible. The wait times to get a spot in Topgolf is 1 to 2 hours. There is so much demand for Topgolf. I think it is such an incredible service, and I think it has a large future ahead of itself. So Callaway Golf as a business, I think this is a company that will easily be able to grow their revenues 20% plus over the next 5 years as Topgolf as a business continues to expand throughout America and throughout the world. Next company, Shift Technologies. This is a very interesting company, guys. It is a e-commerce online used car reselling platform. Now, what's interesting with Shift is, you go onto their site, you fill out all of your car's info, and, you get a quote right away. If you want to sell your car, you take that quote. If you don't want to sell your car, you just walk away. Right, so they buy the car off of you right away, all in cash, and just generally speaking, they take the car, they refurbish it, they take nice pictures and whatnot, and then they put it onto the Shift platform at an up, or rather at a bit of a premium, right around 10% above what they paid for. Now, what's interesting with Shift is that once that car gets sold, they collect that 10% premium, and with Shift, this is a company growing at a massive clip. Revenue expected to grow over 120%. You heard me right, 120% in 2021, over 80% in 2022. And in my opinion, this is a company that will be able to grow revenues 50% plus, 60% plus over the next 5 years as they continue to expand and take on their largest competitor, Carvana. And, just generally with Shift, if you want to learn more about this, I have another analysis on Shift where I go in depth into their business model and the opportunity that I see with it. Next stock on the list here is Teladoc Health. Now, this is clearly the leader in the telehealth space. And again, I want to really emphasize this again. This is another stay-at-home stock, or at least that's what it's been labeled as. But in my opinion, a company like Teladoc and, Peloton, like we talked about earlier, these are companies that will continue to grow into the future. I think the pandemic has just essentially accelerated this trend away from, physical locations, going to a doctor's office, going to the gym, and really accelerated the trend to, potentially online doctors or, at-home fitness, things along those lines. And I think this industry or this, at-home sector is just going to continue growing over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. And it is so clearly the future. And I think Teladoc, again, it's the leader in the telehealth space, and they're going to continue to be a big beneficiary of that. Next stock on the list, Voyager Digital. I could not leave this company out. In my opinion, Voyager Digital, this is one of the best plays in the cryptocurrency industry. They are a cryptocurrency trading platform. Picture it like the Robinhood of cryptocurrencies. Again, they're a commission-free crypto trading platform that offer interest on a variety of different tokens that you hold. When we look at how they generate money, they collect the spread whenever you buy or sell a cryptocurrency. So that's right around 0.75 to 1.25% of the total transaction value. They're generating a lot of revenue, and this company is trading at a price to sales of under 12. For a company that's growing this significantly, they went from $8 million in revenue in January to $20 million in revenue in February to $30 million in revenue in March. They're growing so significantly, and just given their position in the cryptocurrency industry, I see no reason why this can't become a company that's worth tens of billions of dollars in the future. Next company on the list, and I think this is the last one, Fubo TV. Now, this is potentially the most spec play out of all of the stocks I've listed here. They're a $3 billion company. And what Fubo TV is, they are essentially a streaming platform for live sports. Now, this is a company growing revenues at a massive way, 70, 80% on a yearly basis. But with Fubo, you can't really look at their revenue, as a lot of it doesn't really generate profit for them, because when we look at their content, they pay a lot. And I mean a lot for the streaming rights for the different sporting events. So when we look at Fubo, it isn't the subscription revenue that's going to be a main kind of profit driver for them in the future, but it's really their advertising revenue. Because, once they purchase the streaming rights, they can do whatever they want with that content and place their own ads into the content, which, obviously generates them a lot of money. And, over time, they plan on expanding this advertising revenue. And in my opinion, that is where the opportunity is with Fubo. And then when we look at another potential opportunity, which would be absolutely huge, is the sports betting, sports wagering side of their business, where you can really integrate sports betting with the actual viewing of these sports. Fubo has a phenomenal, sports streaming platform. But if we can actually combine a sports betting platform with the two, being able to watch your favorite sport while also having an interactive experience with that betting side, I think this could be a grand slam. And when you have a company like DraftKings trading at a $10-20 billion valuation, I think Fubo TV has a clear runway to become a major dominant player in the online betting space, or rather the sports betting space, especially with the platform and community that they have. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Again, if you want to join the Discord server, it will be the pinned comment down below and the first link in the description. I really appreciate you being here. Let me know what you think about all of these stocks here. I think they all have massive opportunities and massive potential over the next 10 years as, all of these industries continue to expand. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.